News presents the PPP, and I'm not talking about those drag-on PPP loans. We're talking about the prosperity. You never got a PPP loan? Well, you should thank God, because I heard a lot of people getting locked up and stuff. And anyway, the Prosperity Playbook podcast show. Today, we have Mr. Cedric Pearson, one of my really good friends. We met back in 2020 on a money deal, and we'll talk about that towards the end. We'll talk about that. But the reason I wanted to have you on today is because the power of networking is literally how I built my business. And I know relationships are important. Clarence Avant is known as the godfather of Black media, Black entertainment. He connected the dots and sealed the deals by building relationships. Sort of reminds me of you. You have a huge Rolodex of clients, associates, and friends who trust you. You're like the number one salesperson for the company Court Dreams that you work with. Tell me why people trust you and why you are seen as like the go-to for certain things. Because they say if you can sell water to a fish or ice to an Eskimo, you can pretty much sell anything, right? Is that true?
Yes. I would believe so. Shout out to Clarence. You can. So when I first got into sales, I didn't like how they were training. They would, they'd get everybody in the sales room and they want you to do the sales pitch here, sales pitch that, sales pitch here. Here, sell me this bottle of water. And I'm looking like, fool, that ain't gonna work when you get out there. Nobody's gonna listen to you. Like, you have to be genuine. You have to be personal. You have to be able to talk to someone and actually have them look at you and understand, like, okay, I can see where you're going with this. I'm going to listen a little longer. What you're saying sounds pretty accurate. I don't know all about it, but I want to hear what you got to say. Versus sounding like a salesman trying to sell a water or trying to sell a pencil or a pen or something like that. And I got frustrated.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm not going to do none of this.
Right. I'm going to do it my way.
I'm going to do it my way. So
yeah.
When I started selling, I started here in Atlanta in 2005, selling ADT security system.
Okay.
And that's how I learned the city. Okay. I worked out of North Cross and I traveled everywhere from Hawaii all the way down to the bottom of the state.
Right.
Selling alarm systems for ADT. And I was a top salesman for 3 years running. I finished 130% to the plan every year.
Yeah.
I was a part of the Centennial Club, went to all of the, the meetings and the extravaganza stuff. So the owner of the company was very fond of me because he was like, dude, I don't know how you do it, but I want you to train these people.
Okay.
So I took him up on it.
Okay.
And I would train the guys exactly how I did it. And nobody would make a deal. They would never sell. Like, I would have them, they would follow me. They would do everything I do, send out the mailers. When the people call back, they would go out there and they would go. And I said, you know what? Y'all are sounding rehearsed. Nobody wants to buy from
people don't want to feel like they're being sold to.
Nope.
Yeah.
They already called you. They want an alarm system.
Right.
So what are you trying to sell them?
Yes.
Just go out there and take their order.
Right.
Take their order. Make a couple of little jokes or ask them about the family.
That's the relationship part that a lot of people don't get. That's why you have some really great salespeople like myself and you.
Absolutely.
Built on relationships, built on garnering that. Because if it takes me 5 touches in order for me to build a relationship with somebody, I will wait on that person versus trying to find somebody else. Because especially if I know if they've given me 5 opportunities to talk to them, then I know that I can possibly sell them whatever I'm selling, right?
Absolutely.
So I think the relationship piece part is good. And you also said something about spiritual, like,
yes.
Yeah. So your spiritual self is one of the reasons why too, and why people trust you. Talk more about that.
So I have to give a shout out to my grandma and my mama and my daddy. She always told me that I'll never meet a stranger. So she would prophesy over me as a youngster, and just tell me all these things. And I didn't understand them. When I'm like, I don't know what grandma talking about. She just want me to sit in church on the front row with her and don't talk and eat peppermints and butterscotch. I couldn't even sit back there with my friends. They in the back cutting up.
You telling your age with that butterscotch candy now.
Okay.
You're telling your age.
Ain't that wrong? A little seasoning on your food.
I know that's right.
So, but she had me, in that mindset. So once I got older and I sort of understood what was going on, I started gravitating to people like-minded, you know, and not necessarily Christians, but just people that had good spirits, you know,
Some of the same
the
values
same.
and ideologies you may
Absolutely,
have.
absolutely.
So, Law 21, we've been talking about the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene all month. And so, what I'm doing is for like a quick icebreaker is kind of giving you a law and you telling me your perspective on it. So, Law 21 is basically play a sucker to catch a sucker. What does that mean? Seem dumber than your mark. No one likes feeling stupider than the next person. The trick then is to make your victims feel smart and not just smart, but smarter than you are. Once convinced of this, they will never suspect that you may have an ulterior motive. Do you think that this is a law that we should incorporate into our personal, financial, or business lives?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Okay, play a sucker to catch a sucker. That right?
That's what it said. Play
Okay.
a sucker to catch a sucker. Law 21.
So that's basically saying that I am fooling you to think that what you're saying is right, but
Just so you just so you can think you're smarter than me. Have you Yes. That's basically what that law says.
wow,
And what's crazy is Animal Kingdom. So look, y'all,
I might do
Jazz.
that and not know it.
That's why I do it all the time.
I
I
think I
always make
do
people
that.
think that they're smarter than me when I know I'm smarter than them. I'm just playing.
That's no, that's right. You were very smart. So
Yeah.
that might be my toxic trait.
That's a toxic trait. So you would say you do use that in life, personal, business,
Yes.
and finances.
Yeah, because I don't. So I know I for some reason I know a great deal of stuff, just
Yeah.
information.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't always want to be the one that's putting it all out there. So I always allow everyone in the room just to go, and I just sit back. And
Mhm.
if they ask me like, yeah, maybe, and I might give a generic answer, but
Mhm.
I'm not trying to seem like I'm the brainiac of the whole crew.
Mhm.
Just so everybody else can feel a lot more comfortable with me because I've had people that probably were intimidated by me and I didn't know why, but it was
Mhm.
only because I
The knowledge.
I knew what I was talking about,
Mhm.
and you couldn't combat that.
Mhm.
So whatever you threw at me, I had a rebuttal, and it was facts.
Yeah.
So I would start to sort of simmer down a little because I didn't want nobody to feel lesser than.
Mhm.
But that's why I said it might be my toxic trait, and I didn't know because I do it not thinking about it because I
Mhm.
know what I have in my head, and I know the right ways and right things to do and how to do it.
Mhm.
But yeah, that might be what it is. But I have done that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that out your book.
Yeah.
I got that from her.
Yeah. He can get that from me. So
Yep.
listen, Animal Kingdom is a reference I like. It's a show that I used to watch.
I used to watch that.
Okay, so Jazz, one of the producers, right? She was like, "Let's do Law 21," and I was like, "That reminds me of Animal Kingdom." So in Animal Kingdom, there's a mom with 3, 4 boys, and they basically set people up. Everybody's a mark. Everybody's a mark. So they get them to trust them so that they can rob them
Yep.
or whatever. And that reminded me of this particular law. Now, you said yes and no, this could work for you. What do you mean when you say it yes and no? You already answered yes. Yeah, I do this. I didn't even know I do it. But
Right.
when you say no, can you elaborate on that?
Yeah. So the no part of it is I don't I don't purposely uh try to get over on people
Right.
just to for any kind of gain.
Right.
I don't have to do that. So I don't. If it come to me doing it,
Hmm.
knowing I'm doing it, I wouldn't do it.
Right.
Knowingly doing something like that, it's like that's not even my style. I can't even
Right.
rock like
That's
that.
not the energy you want to
Nah,
put out. And
nah.
we were talking about spiritual and being attracted to people spiritually. That's kind of been like the dialogue
Mhm.
the entire night. Tonight is a full moon.
Yep.
And I'm super excited to be sitting here actually doing this on a full moon night, right?
This
The
is
first
awesome.
full moon of 2024.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
You got to
Right?
put that in the book.
But listen, you said you would never do anything intentionally to get over people.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how we met.
Who?
Let's talk about how we met. I think this is a great
This
segue.
is a great. Yep.
So, in 2020, one of our plays was to actually start so Baller Alert actually came out, what was it, 3 weeks ago, where this wife and this pastor basically are being indicted for these boards with the water, earth, air,
Yes.
all that stuff.
The Susu boards.
The Susu boards of 2020. So Cedric and I met because we were a part of the Susu boards.
And it was a big Susu board.
It was huge.
We had some heavy hitters.
We definitely did.
We had some heavy hitters on that board.
So,
wow.
Fast forward to 2024, people are getting indicted. People feel like people, should have never made that type of prosperity play. I saw it. Honestly, I saw it as an opportunity for our community to recycle money amongst each other. But like the Black churches, it grew out of control.
Yep.
You had a lot of scammers, a lot of fraudulent people,
a lot of greedy people
that didn't put back or reach back to put back. So let's talk about that.
I like the Susu board.
Okay. Do you think that's a play that we should incorporate into our community? The system is clearly broken, but
so the system is broken, but the blueprint is still being used by others,
right?
And they don't have an issue,
right?
And when I say others, it might not be in our community,
right?
They don't have an issue because they are playing by the rules,
right?
If you have a like-minded people that understand the board and understand how it works and know that your time is coming, be patient. You will get yours just like everybody else got theirs. Just wait on it. It's coming. It's not like it's not going to happen in this year or nothing. Like everybody's going to continue to do what they're supposed to do in order to make the board move.
So you don't feel like this was a pyramid scheme or anything like that?
No, I mean I went back in 3 times. I was on this board and that board and the 5K board. Like
yeah,
because I saw it. I'm like, if
you saw what? What did you see that made you keep putting your money into something, not sure if it was going to result in some type of gain for you?
So being a financial guy and understanding money and understanding people and what moves the needle in the society. Like, I mean, as a society, we pretty much fund the United States. We buy everything.
We do.
We spend all kinds of money.
Trillions, one or 2 trillion. Yeah. We're up there.
So that's why they always, gravitate to trying to get us to do this, when it comes to purchasing stuff, because we're the ones that's going to keep everything going.
Yeah.
So when I'm looking at the board, I heard it. I just overheard on the phone call. I was with Jay, and I heard it. And we were just finishing up putting the court down, and I heard her talking like, I said, "What?" I said, "Sure, I got 2K right now." he said, "Hold on, fam." So he wanted to get in first. I'm like, I didn't understand the idea of getting. That didn't matter to me. Like, I understand if this happens, that's gonna happen, and then that's gonna pay out, and then we're gonna do it again, and that's all I was doing, and I did it.
You did,
and it came through, and I'm like, well, shoot, I'm gonna put that person on. I'm gonna go back myself. Then I'm gonna put some over here at the 5K, and I'm like, let's go. But you got folks that are not like-minded.
Everybody can't go. Everybody can't come. Everybody can't have a seat at the table. But when we have these kind of conversations, we have to be careful, because aren't we supposed to be preaching economic empowerment and trying to bring everybody on board?
Yes and no.
Okay, you and this yes and no. It sounds like a maybe.
No, I'm saying we are supposed to try to instill in their heads the way to do things. But everybody can't do it. You got bosses and you got workers.
Yeah.
Some people are just going to be workers.
Period.
And that's it. They can't understand and comprehend the boss mentality and what all it takes.
Right.
Just being a boss don't mean you own this. You have to put in different types of work.
Yeah.
You got to work on this while they sleeping, just so they can have this when they get up and go and do some work.
Yeah.
Like, so everybody can't go.
Yeah.
But you got workers that was on the board trying to be bosses.
Ooh.
So when they get paid out, they don't even understand all this money.
All this money, they don't know what they go straight to Best Buy.
Oh shoot! Shut
So
up.
so somebody got paid accidentally $14,000 and went straight to Best Buy, and that money was gone in what, 6 hours?
Not even 6.
$14,000 gone.
14.
14,000. And that's the, like, in 2050, 14,000 might sound like 1,400, but we're in 2024 and 14,000 is 14,000 is 14,000. And in less than, I mean, this man got paid cash money, and within 6 hours, all of the money was gone.
He didn't even attempt to put back on the board.
He didn't even put back. He didn't even
two to the game.
Right.
At least put 2 back in.
So that's why you feel like those type of people.
No, there's no.
So this conversation would not reach those type of people. Do you think
it will reach them, but they might not understand it fully. And then it's going to be the job of the people that are. Everybody gonna want to get in because everybody want money.
Yeah.
When some people hear something like a quick lick, they want, oh, this what I gotta do, and I'm gonna get this. They're thinking if I put this in, then I get this out next week. Okay, fine, I'm in. But you got to understand the cycle. Some cycles are fast, some cycles are slow. So if you're on the side where your cycle is not as fast as this cycle, don't expect to get paid like I did because my cycle is moving. Everybody's doing what they're supposed to do over here. We got bosses that understand how the board goes. You on there with a couple of bosses and a lot of workers.
And that's what happened. A lot of workers got intertwined with bosses.
A lot of workers got entwined with bosses, and then it ended up being a lot of workers and a lot of workers because the bosses quit.
They did.
And then it's all the workers out there. Now they're fending for themselves. Now they playing, well, bring them people in. I'm just going to take their money and keep it. Now they ain't even studying the board no more. They're just trying to get their money back.
That's just going back to what we were saying, intentionally doing something just to...
What was that, Law 21?
Law 21. So
I'm not a Law 21 type of guy.
Yeah.
Nah, we don't play that
me
game.
Neither. I don't play those type of games. I said I believe in energy currency. So what I put out, that's money to me. So when it comes back to me, I need it to come back like 100%.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yep. So that's basically how we met, and we've been friends ever since.
Yep.
And he still wants to do boards, but I am over that. This boss is over that.
So listen, name, just off the top of your head, name a community or nationality that you know of that are still using that board today.
Hispanics, Africans, Chinese. The Caucasians do it in a hedge fund type situation.
You hear that? You hear all of those
ethnicities?
Why we can't do it is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
If they're still doing it, we just did it for a little. We didn't even make a whole year.
Well, we made like almost 6 months, but it was dead after 6 months. Like $1.2 million went through that particular group.
Listen at that. Weekly.
And so 1.2 million equated to about 20 families receiving anywhere from $14,000 to $40,000 a week.
And you don't think I know we can do it, because if Mexicans can do it.
He said
Hispanics. If Hispanics can do it, Indians, Africans, Caucasians, if they all can do it and continue to keep it going, there's no reason we can't.
Well, we have the crab in the bucket mentality, and I heard somebody talking about that on Shade Room or something. What is the crab in the bucket? How the crab get in the bucket? We have this mentality where some people don't mind if you're doing good, but they don't want you to do better than them. That's why we're having these type of conversations, so we can debunk and demystify some of this information that's going on about financial literacy. Let's have some fun, Cedric.
Let's have it.
Okay, so fact versus truth. What's the difference?
That's a good one too. I wasn't ready for that. That's a real good one. I just talked to somebody about this. Okay, so
Jazz came up with that one.
Jazz. Okay, you're a real one for that one. Yeah. Fact versus truth. Wow, it is so good. Okay.
Do you want me to give an example?
Okay. I just got to let this thing flow. So, fact versus truth. Can I use it in an example type format? Is that what you're asking me to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me the difference. If you have to use an example, let's do it.
Okay. Facts are facts. Okay. Facts are undisputed, uh, right answers, I believe you could say. I
Okay.
can't say facts are undisputed truths because truths are only true to who they may be true to.
I thought the truth is the truth, whether you believe it or not. It doesn't matter. If I believe that, let's just, for my example.
Let me hear yours.
So if my mom is out with a man having dinner
Mm-hmm.
and someone sees her having dinner with a man, the fact is she is having dinner with a man.
Yeah.
But the truth is that was her brother. So if that gets back to my dad, oh, I saw your wife with a man. That is a fact. But
That's
the
a fact.
truth is that was her brother and it was harmless. So fact versus truth to me when it comes to people understanding the truth is like, for instance, this podcast. We're having this podcast and we're having really great conversations around financial literacy. But the truth is, there's still crab in the bucket mentality people out there in our community. So no matter how much we drive or hone in on prosperity and teaching our community about that, the truth is we're still going to have people that can't come, that don't want to change their mindset, and I can go on.
But that's also facts.
So they're one and the same. So facts versus truth, or fact and truth is one and the same.
I think now that you've put it like that, because the fact that, yeah, I like how you said your mom's with her brother versus with another man, because
Right.
that's true.
Right.
But it's the fact that she is out on a dinner date. It's just that she's with her brother.
Right.
Yeah, they go together.
They go together.
Yeah.
They go together.
Yeah, I don't think they're. I don't see a.
You don't see a major difference?
I don't see an opposite pole of it.
Okay. So a
Okay.
fact is a truth and the truth is a fact.
So the fact the fact is definitely a truth. And the truth can be a fact?
Ooh.
What? No, hold on. The fact that your mom was out with her brother is the truth, though.
Yeah.
But it's also a fact.
It's also a fact. So they're
Yeah.
one and the same.
I would have to go with that answer.
Okay. Okay.
400.
We had to break that thing off.
Listen.
It was like,
Yo, who came up with this again?
we had to break that down. Wait, so listen, I got another one.
Okay.
Privacy versus secrecy.
Ooh. So they cannot be one and the same.
They're definitely not
No,
one and the same.
they're not one and the same.
They're not. So they're different.
Yes, those are different.
So secrecy is something you don't want nobody to know about, but privacy is something whereas and it's none of your damn business, and I don't want you in my business. Right?
So if you put your Instagram in private mode, that means you don't want anybody to be able to come onto your page without your clearance.
Okay.
Um, but it's only in privacy mode because there are secret things that you're discussing with some of your close to know-how friends that you don't want the whole world to see.
Right.
So I can't say they're total opposites now that I'm thinking about it.
Right.
Because you won't want privacy if you didn't have anything to hide or keep people out of.
Well, you were talking about having so many secrets of different people that you talk to, like you know a lot, and you don't have any desires to
at all
speak about some of the secrets that you do know, but they are secrets.
But they're private matters.
Private matters as well. So they're kind of like one and the same too.
I would have to say so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I
You
would
and
say
your
so.
baby attitude over there.
So
like you're in the middle of everything. Like nothing is. It's everything is ambiguous. Like everything is like, no, I'm not gonna say black or white. I'm gonna stay in the middle. That's what it seems.
Not all the time, no, because sometimes I'm straight. I'm straight on the black side or straight on the white side. But when you talk about facts and truths and privacies and secrecies, those two are teetering the line themselves.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if you said true and false, that's it. Okay.
Yeah,
But the privacy and the secrecy, I can see how those could be opposite but the same. Like,
I see.
yeah, if my page is private, it's because what I got going on my page is not for everybody to see.
I love that.
That's
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Last fun thing we're gonna do is there was a poll on having men rank these things from most important to least important for you. When choosing a woman to be in a relationship with, now these are the 5 different things. What is most important to least important to you? So the first is how much she makes. The second is looks and her shape. The third is education level. The fourth is how she makes you feel, like makes you feel respected or not. And the fifth is mindset. So if you were to rank all of those in order, because they say behind every good man is an amazing woman.
For sure.
And that translate into finances, business, relationships, all that good stuff.
Okay.
How would you rate that?
So for everybody that doesn't say looks don't mean anything, I'll have to say that's a lie. Because
That's a lot from the pits of hell.
yeah, because
Yeah,
you
I
you're
think
not
so.
you're not gonna find out 3, 4, 5 those other answers unless you're
Attracted?
attracted to them. You won't know how they talk. You don't know their personality. You don't know how smart they are. You don't know how clean they are. If you didn't look at them and say, "Dang, she looks nice." Some people don't like all of the fine, and some people just like a nice, pretty face.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and some people don't like a nice, pretty face. Some people like a nice, pretty shape. Whatever that attraction is,
Yeah.
that's the
That's
first.
one.
That's one.
Okay, what's two?
Two, she got to be able to hold a conversation.
So is that education level? Because remember, it's how much she makes, looks. You said looks was one, so that's off. So we got how much she makes, education level, how she makes you feel, and mindset.
Mindset.
Mindset is number two.
Mindset is number 2.
Okay, what's number three?
Number 3 would be how much she makes.
Education level, how
Education
she
level.
makes you feel.
How she makes you feel. So number 3 would be education level,
Okay,
and then how she makes me feel,
okay.
and then what she makes.
So once you are married, will your wife be paying bills in your house?
My mom and dad will kick my tail.
We had this conversation.
My mom don't even work.
Okay.
My mom ain't work, and she is definitely not old enough to retire.
Listen, so what's up with all these gentlemen that we're having to deal with in this 21st century saying a woman has to pay half or accepting her paying half, like being like roommates? Like what's that about?
So
What would you say to these
first,
generation of
first of
guys?
all, you use the first word wrong. They're not gentlemen.
Yeah.
They some boys.
Yeah.
They don't know how to handle it. Like I was raised from the. I was raised from uncles, my dad, my grandpa. Like they all handle business.
Yeah.
Mom worked if she wanted to.
Yeah.
Grandma worked if she wanted to.
Right.
You
But
know,
that was her money.
that was her money. It was no such thing as I'm gonna pay half on the bills. My dad worked at the tail off to make sure that we had whatever we needed. He still do to this day. He still go out and work. He's what 67, 65.
So your parents are still together. Would you say
44 years.
44 years? That's amazing. That's
Yeah. So
beautiful.
I saw it. I know
You
how it's supposed to
saw
go.
it. You know how it's supposed to
Yeah.
go. So, with that being said, do you think that some of the men in our generation, because they come from broken homes, that's why they take this stance on thinking that women should contribute to household bills?
I can't
Because
even
we sick of it.
I can't
We are sick of
I
it.
can't even use a broken home thing because
Okay.
I know a lot of single mothers that have raised sons that are in their 20s and 30s that are doing wonderful things.
Okay.
I know single dads that are raising daughters and
Mhm.
sons, and they're doing great things. So I can't say the broken home thing. I think that's just a crutch that people use.
Mhm.
Yeah, so they use it to their disadvantage. They really don't know, but it's so ridiculous. Um, no, they can't use that. It's nothing about a broken. Okay, I'm not gonna say it's nothing about a broken home, but some people use it, and it is not facts.
Mm.
It might be their truth, but I don't think it's a fact.
Okay. All right. You rounded it up about good. Cedric, thank you so much for being here. This has been fun. What would you like to tell the audience when it comes to financial literacy, plays, and things like that? When it comes to your finances, what do you want to leave our audience with?
You got to surround yourself with like-minded people. You do have to, even if you're not, try to become the not dumbest, but don't try to be the smartest person in the room. Always learn from the people that you're around. Like my friends, I have a circle of guys, and I'm proud to say that I'm the brokest one in the group. But that's okay, because they're all millionaires, multimillionaires. So they've been that way for over 10 years. So it's not even a problem with me even.
No ego. No ego.
For what?
Right.
I understand. I understand money. I understand money from that standpoint, not from here.
Yeah.
I understand it from how I've seen them, how I've been around them, how I've been in those meetings, and how I saw how the $1 million and this moves and that moves. Like, yeah, that's okay. I don't mind being the not so the guy that doesn't have the most money in the group. That's fine with me. I'm cool with that, because I understand how money works.
And you soaking up knowledge, you getting information, you're the networking king.
That's part of it. And this year is what they call the year of harvest. So everything that you have sold will be collected this year.
Ooh. That sounds so good.
Yeah, it's gonna be collected this year. So
I love that.
And another thing, if you haven't taken a financial literacy class or course, get in one. It doesn't mean you're slow or dumb or stupid or nothing like that, or you can't count. No, like, it really will help you understand how to make your money work for you when you get it,
and
manage it.
Manage it effectively.
Like we just talked about, these guys getting all this money and they
blowing it.
I know guys that have played ball in pro.
Yeah.
30, 40, 50 $1 million contracts. They don't even have $100,000 in the bank.
Ooh.
Today. Matter of fact, probably not even 50. But that's because no one was there to teach them how to manage their money properly.
Right.
You got cuz, homeboy, girlfriend, baby mama,
side piece.
Like,
money going out. You have to have a great relationship with money in order for it to if you don't have a good relationship. One of my good friends, Jamel Lexington, he used to be a branch manager at Ameris Bank, and he's in tech. He's in fintech now. But one of the things we used to talk about a lot was having a great relationship with money. And if you don't have a good relationship with money, it's going to show up in your life. It's going to show up in your finances. It's going to show up on your credit. It's going to show up in your bank account.
It will.
But Cedric, we gotta go. It's been great. We can keep this conversation going. I would love to have you back. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next week on the PPP. That's not the loan.
Not the loan thing.
The Prosperity Playbook podcast.
Prosperity Playbook podcast.
Yes. All right. It's a wrap.